I want to tell you about my solo date ideas for 2026. Um, First of all, I am twisting all my hair because I'm going out for dinner tomorrow. It is not a solo date, celebrating one of my friends' daughter's 18th birthday, but I want to talk about solo dates. So I plan to do one solo date. What can you guys see back there? um, I'm going to be more intentional with my solo dates in 2026. I think in 2024, I did this whole solo date series, and I wrote down all the places, like all the things that I wanted to do for solo dates. Um, but I wasn't specific on when it was supposed to happen or how often. Just like random, like, take a picnic or go to this restaurant, take a boat ride, whatever it might be. And the solo dates range. So they range from like free, something you could do at home, to something, you're spending more money on. The point is being intentional about dating yourself. So the same way, let's say if I met someone and they were going to take me on a date, I would want them to plan it in advance, make a plan, and execute. So, and on my end, I would get dressed, I would get ready, and I would have, plans in my head. So that's how I'm treating solo dates. I don't mind doing things alone. Like, I'll run an errand and stop for lunch, I'll go to Starbucks and sit down and work. I don't mind those things, but going out to eat, um, or having a drink randomly isn't the same as my solo dates. Solo dates are intentional. Okay, so that's the difference. Like solo dates, I'm getting dressed like I'm going on a date. I'm putting in the effort that I would put in for somebody else, for myself. And that's what it's really about. So I wanted to give you some ideas and let you know some of my solo date plans for 2026. So I already did my January solo date. Um, I went to a local all-inclusive resort. There's an all-inclusive resort called Sandpiper. So they had just had a new owner. I made a video about it. Um, and it's not too far from where I live. So I got a day pass. I had a good time. I ate, I drank, I watched. I had like they had like different entertainment. Now, on it was a solo date, but I did meet like three ladies there. So I ended up having dinner. Like it was like buffet style dinner, so breakfast and lunch I ate alone. But there was like a painting, we were painting, and when we did the painting, us ladies started talking, and you know how girls are. We started drinking. It was one of the girls' birthday. We went in the pool. We chatted more. So I hung out with them, and they didn't know each other either. So all of us came by ourselves, and then ended up talking, and that's okay. Like just because you're on a solo date, it doesn't mean like if you meet someone while you're out, you're like, no, I can't talk to you. I'm on a solo date. um, but it's to really just intentionally, same way if I went to a resort with an actual date, if we met someone and started talking, we wouldn't mind speaking to them. It's all about being intentional and showing up for yourself. When you get dressed and you look good for yourself, that makes you feel good too. Like we can't expect people to do all these things for us, but we won't do it for ourselves. Like, and I think taking solo dates and just figuring out my style is where the audacity that I've been having these past few months is coming from. um, but here's some good solo ideas. So for me, it really comes down to what you like to do. Some of the solo dates that I've already taken was going to the movies. Um, I went to Sandpiper. That was this year. But let's talk about last year. I had went to a steakhouse, a more expensive steakhouse. Like would say, "Oh, I want to come back here for date night." And I was like, "Why do you need to You gonna have date night, you about to go to date night with yourself. And I took myself to the steakhouse. And after the steakhouse, I walked to the Tiki Taxi in Stuart, Florida, and I took the Tiki Taxi ride, had a drink. That was nice. Something unique that I did for a solo date, I went to this class where we made our own carpet. It was like Tough in West Palm, and we made our own carpet. And then after I went to the hotel, I went in there. I didn't get a day pass because I've been there before and I felt like nobody was going to check. So I just went and I used the pool at the rooftop. Um, I can't remember if those were two different events because I know I went to a restaurant and I ate and I had a drink after I did the carpet class. Um, some other dates that I want to do was like a picnic at the botanical garden. Just get like a subway, not a subway, a public sub, and maybe like my coloring book, and just hang out and do that. Valentine's Day, I'm thinking about. My son has a haircut that day. I might go to Pilates in the morning, but I have a puzzle that I started when my son and my sister were watching the Super Bowl. So I was like, maybe Valentine's Day, I will order some Haitian food. I love me some like white rice sauce boiled meatballs, and um, do my puzzle. I won't count as a solo date since I wasn't intentional with it. Like, I don't want no last minute plan. Like, I think my solo date in Orlando will be my solo date for February. I mean, will be in Orlando because I'm going to Orlando next weekend. I'm going with my friend, but Saturday night she has an event to go to. So I was like, you know what? That will be a perfect time. I can do my February solo date somewhere in my Orlando. I was thinking about going to a jazz show. I'm not sure. Or, I'll probably go on the solo day like around 5 and then maybe around like 10 meet up with my friend and then have like a recap of our night, have a drink. Um, but that's gonna be my February solo date. So I can't even find the planner that I had and I wrote all these ideas out because I swear it was like 2024. That's why this time when I'm thinking about the solo dates, I'm like, listen, you need to like I can't just say, oh, I'm gonna do all these solo days. Like that's what I said, okay, how often? I'm not gonna say every week. This is just not realistic for me. And it's crazy because I think like, let's say if I was dating, I would go on a date with him every week. But for some reason I can't make a time for me. But I don't know. I just feel like I have so many other things going on that I don't have time to fit in another activity that I gotta spend my moolah on. Um, so at least if let's just work on the once a month for right now, okay? So we are going to go maybe a jazz show. I'm not sure. Um, but what do you think about solo dates? I see someone there finally. What do you think about solo dates? Have you ever been on a solo date? How do you feel going to like sit at a bar by yourself or going to the movies by yourself? I think the movies is the easiest solo date because you're about to just go in a theater and watch a movie. You don't really need anybody there. So if solo dates aren't your thing, or I know a lot of people say like, I don't know how you do it. Like I couldn't just go by myself and sit there. Pick something that you feel more comfortable. Like start off with like going to the park and having a little picnic. Like because that maybe that's gonna be easier than going to the bar and sitting there by yourself. Just get comfortable with just being with your thoughts. Like sometimes I have a book, sometimes I don't. Like sometimes it's just me, my phone, you know, I'm probably in the phone looking at something or maybe an audio book if I don't want to be like too into stuff. But try that and then see how it goes from there. Okay. Don't, everything that I say, I made a video about consistency. And when I talk about consistency, I'm talking about in all types of things, even when it comes to solo dating. Like, make a plan. Do you want to go once a quarter, once a month, once a week? And then write out the things that you want to do that you've been waiting out for maybe someone else to do it with you, or things that you might do with other people, but you just and also enjoy doing it on your own. I do socialize often, but I enjoy solo dates. I enjoy going to have a drink by myself. I enjoy going to the resort by myself and taking a trip by myself. But I also love doing these things with my friend. I just think with my friends, family, I just think that every outing is different. So it's a different experience, whether you're just with yourself, or whether you're with a group, whether you're with one other person. It doesn't make one better than the other. I just think it's nice to have a balance. Okay. But yes, the hair is braided. I will leave this in until tomorrow, probably around like 4 p.m., and then take them out. I told myself I was going to braid them, I should have braided it at, I don't know, 2 o'clock, not so late. Now it's what, 10:47? So I don't know whose alarm is going off. I was trying to see if I had some oil or where my what do you call that stuff that you put in your hair? Mousse. I said, Jesus. This is for Isaiah's hair. It's brand new. I didn't even use it yet. Some castor oil. Where is the mousse though? I see Aveeno oil. Hit that boy. Stole my mousse. Oh my God, whose alarm is going off? Why am I the only one that hears that? I don't understand. Okay. All right, guys, thanks for staying with me while I braided my hair. If you have any questions about solo dates, or you want to know more about my dates, maybe I'll start doing that. Come with me to go on a solo date. All right, bye.